Welcome to Sherwood Ford. What's your pleasure?
Just a couple of other games I've been looking at, maybe playing it sometime in the future. Conquest of Longbow, Lucid Dreaming. You played through that one. I haven't played it, but it's been on my list. Maybe go through the Tachyon Dreams anthology. We played the games when they each came out, but now there's like all of them bundled together, and there's some new stuff. Whisper of the Machine, Rosewater's coming up sometime in the future. Probably get back to Quest for Infamy, Enclosure 3D, Keepsake, Indigo Prophecy, Toonstruck, Rise of the Dragon, Heart of China, and then finish the other part of Another Code, which that was like a two games in one. Heart of China is both Rise of Dragon and Heart of China were adventure games done by Dynamics. Same Willy Beamish was another one of their games, but Rise of the Dragon was like a cyberpunk type game.
That makes sense. I think we looked at that box and saw that.
Heart of China is something very different. I think it takes place, I want to say 1930s China or something like that. So that's a game I've heard of. I've
turned it up. I think we're going to turn it up just a little bit based on that music sound I heard. Okay. All right. So introduction, because I've never played this. Again, because of that thing going on in the hallway, it's hard for me to hear. Executive producer, Ken Williams.
It's definitely going to be a lot of familiar names to me.
Bill Davis.
He worked on Quest for Glory 2, and his name was created ad Advice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Christy Marks,
who you talked about, director.
Yep.
Okay. It's amazing how much better it looks on the screen.
I think he worked on Hero's Quest, if I remember correctly. He might have passed away. I mean, some of these games, this came out in 1991, so
yeah,
keep that in mind. It's been a couple of years.
Did you play it?
Great music director.
Prior to getting your copy, or once you had your copy, then you might have played it?
Yeah, I probably play this later 90s.
Okay, I wasn't sure if Dan had it and you played it there or something.
Okay,
like that.
Richard Aronson, programmer and the voice of Cedric.
Okay, yes. Recognize that name.
Okay, Ken, I've heard the Lauren Cord Cole mention his name, and I think he's passed away as well.
Well, yeah, like you said, some of these people were probably in their programming primes at the time that they...
Yeah. Richard Harrison, he's still around. I saw the adventure game Hotspot fanfare. Yeah, he was there.
In the year of our most gracious Lord, 1193, good King Richard the Lionheart sailed across the sea. The infidels he had besieged, but Jerusalem was lost. Bloody was the third crusade, dearly it cost. Long and dangerous was the road, enemies on all sides. Hidden by the night he rode, cloaked in merchant's guise. But in the realm of Austria, King Leopold did reign. He swore to capture Lionheart, or else to have him slain.
Watch out, donkey!
Donkey. Mighty oaths did Richard swear at this base treachery. They bound him like a roaring lion to face his enemy. King Leopold was filled with glee to have so rich a prize. His laughter filled the stony hall. His greed rose to the skies. 100,000 golden marks on Richard's head he laid, and Lionheart his prisoner until the ransom paid. I have no fear, King Richard said. My people love me well. They'll raise the ransom that you ask. Damn your soul to hell. Got it. And when in England Prince John heard of his brother's golden fee, he swore a dark, unholy oath that he would ne'er go free. So the days that sorely passed, and Lionheart doth wait, as black Prince John and traitorous dogs conspire to seal his fate, while Robin Hood in green Sherwood an outlaw's life does lead, falsely charged by men corrupt to satisfy their greed. At your side, companions true, Little John is one. Alan a Dale the troubadour, and Much the miller's son. Will Scarlet with his good yew bow, Friar Truck to pray amen, bold Robin Hood to lead them all, and so we shall begin. All right, we are in. Now, this is a RPG, right? So you are going to build up your stuff and things like that, or no? Okay.
There's some
score,
arcade
7,000.
sequences. So there's, once again, lots of kind of similarities to Conquest of Camelot. There are some arcade sequences in this one. You definitely need to make use of the manual throughout the game.
It's kind of tucked to see that my fire is kept lit and my cave warm. The floor is beaten earth. We live a simple life here. I've made a bed of lashed wood and leather with a fur covering for cold nights. 'Tis my own horn. Yeah, take it.
50 points, all right.
50 points. Well, we're going to zip through, huh? This chest contains my own, a small store of money. Whatever else I gain from lightening the overfilled purse of the rich man is turned over to Friar Tuck, who serves as our trusted treasurer.
So the goal with this game is we have to raise a bunch of ransom.
I'll count my money as I empty the chest. There's something about silver in a purse that makes the day seem brighter.
All right, 100 points.
Nice. How's it looking? Looks pretty dang good on the screen. It looks old on our PC, but on the screen, it seems digitized and it actually looks pretty good. This is the icon for using your longbow. This is the icon for bringing up the control panel. The icon brings up the inventory window.
Yeah.
Everything else seems pretty self-explanatory.
Let's see, this is okay. That appears now.
Okay.
I wonder if there's maybe one more thing that maybe appears.
Maybe.
Eventually, we'll have like an overworld map, so maybe that'll appear soon.
Okay.
And I'm gonna move arcade sequences lower.
Yeah, he's never been a fan of them.
Yeah, in the. I'm trying to think if it was in here, or maybe it was the One Short Eye video. I was talking about the programmer Richard Aronson. It was something like a relative was I believe a quadriplegic or something, or had issues being able to play games and stuff like that. So anything that was like a arcade sequence, he would have severe trouble with, and so that was, trying to add accessibility features to be able to allow people to be able to play without having to fight through things like that.
Oh, I can totally see that.
And I remember even, I think it was an Interaction magazine in King's Quest 5. I think it was, somebody who really couldn't do much, and so they'd have to just use their mouth or their head to be able to control things and we're able to get through King's Quest 5 because it was point and click, certainly easier than trying to type on things. If I do low detail, where if the fire stops. No. Okay.
I think we can do high detail. Hey, Medicine Hat,
Hello.
and happy Sunday, and welcome to Robin Hood Conquest of Longbow.
Got my copy
game.
I bought back in 1998, and this game came out in 1991.
1991.
So you were asking, like, did I play this with my friend? And
Yeah.
the answer is no. So both of us had Tandy computers back in the 80s, so effectively we could play games up through about 1990. So Conquest of Camelot, Quest for Glory 2, that was about the edge of what we could play on those computers. And so pretty much anything that was like, required a mouse, VGA graphics, no, we didn't have anything like that. So that's where I was not able to play a whole bunch of those computer games for the first half of the 90s because we just didn't have a computer. I mean, the first time I actually played King's Quest 5, it was a rented copy of the NES version.
King's Quest
5.
King Quest 5 for us was all the discs. So we were constantly switching like the 3 1/4 floppy discs and stuff. It was quite interesting. Morning, we've all broken our fast. Mayhap Tuck will share some of his fish with you. From the gaunt and starving look of our good friar, I fear you'll be left begging. I'll remember that
Jibe.
I'll remember that jibe when it comes to dole out the stew tonight. Mercy on me, Chuck, or I'll be too weak to play your favorite tunes. You know the old Norman saying, Alan, never make an enemy of the cook. Well, that's a truth. You want to be, I can see there's no point of hanging about here and listening to these two prattle. I'll be in the glade practicing. Is that Little John?
No, that was Will.
Oh, Will. What of you, little... Oh, there is the answer right there. What of you, Little John? I thought I'd head to the Overlook and see if anyone of interest comes along the Watling Street.
Yeah, in the One Short Eye video about this, a bunch of different people came in to provide voice acting for the different characters.
Tuck says our treasury could use a boosting. Is that true? Sorry to say it is, Robin. We're down to a few hundred marks. Well, I'm off then. Join me there if you have a mind to. I don't want to do different voices because there's too many of them.
Let me finish talking. So they did a bunch of different... So a bunch of different people came in to do voices. And a couple of different names I recognized. There was Anna V and Paul Corman of the Classic Gamers Guild. Paul Corman, who did the Phantom Fellows.
Right.
And so Paul did Will's, I think it's Will Scarlett's voice, and I think Maid Marian was done by Anna V.
Okay. Our bard, a lad of lively wit and golden voice, Alan A. Dale. Friar Chuck is in charge of the campfires and the cooking. Medicine, how does the sound? The redoubtable Tuck, though of Kurtal Friar and therefore a man of God, is renowned for his skill with the sword. Awesome, Medicine. How was your week? How's everything going? Are you getting things done for Christmas? Lots of excitement, no doubt, in the schools for the kids. Our daughter finally got through her semester, not the first semester, but this semester, and she got all A's, so we were really excited to hear that for her.
Shoot my own man, that would be madness.
Yeah, that would be madness. Yes, don't shoot our men. No, sound is reasonable. Could maybe be a touch louder if you want us to hear the music. I just don't want the music to be copyrighted.
It's very background-ish.
Good for her. How about just the light? And if you think you really want to hear, but like I said, I don't want any copyright issues either.
Yeah, it was good to see that she did well. She has good support, and to be able to focus on her studies and stuff like that. Sometimes life has gotten in the way.
And now this time, she's got a really supportive boyfriend and a good support system, like we said, and they really made it so she could be successful this year in the school, and I was so happy to hear it. Things are okay here. One more week of school here before break. I imagine that this is the crazy week where, like the kids' performances are going on, and just, everyone's antsy because everyone knows they're going on some type of Christmas break and stuff. He who talks too much talks too little.
Thinks too little.
Oh, thinks too little. Oh, that's true.
Oh, yep, here's the map. Overlook.
Okay, so there we go.
Yeah, I remember in second grade, leaving and, kind of thought, I was like, see you next year, Mrs. Dunn,
Oh, yeah, that's always a fun thing, especially on that last stream of the year. I always say, I'll see you next year, like it's a week, like it's months away. It could be crazy, but I'm sure as the week goes on, there will be less school-related stuff and more fun things.
Yeah,
exactly.
With Christmas coming up and stuff like that, or the winter break, or
it's my daughter, the Winkers. She, at her day program, they've been going to movies. They've been doing seeing Santa. They've been building, art crafts and Christmas trees and you name it. I mean, she went to Dick's. Sporting Goods and took a picture with Santa.
Oh, is that where it was? Okay.
And things like that. So this is the fun time to be in program. And so next week they're having a Christmas party. So I imagine that's the other thing, that teachers like to do is have a Christmas party. But you could turn the sound up just a little bit in that one, just a little bit. All right. Hey, Mike Cade.
Mike.
Welcome in. Thank you for the lurking it, Mike Cade.
Just a little over that, just a little half of Mike's head.
Yeah, God. He's lurking. He's peeking like a creep in a closet. That's an eye, Mike Cade. Not that we're inferring you're a creep in a closet, Mike, but that's what it kind of reminds you of.
As long as he's not being like that home improvement neighbor that you never see. That it's always just the dumb thing that you only see his top head of his.
He was actually the most interesting part of it.
I never watched that show.
That was inferring it, you creep in the closet. That's messed up.
There were so many TV shows I never watched.
Mike said that's messed up. Mike, it was funny though, right?
Where are you going? No. Back to your cave. No, I was trying to...
Boobies! Mike Cade! Boobies!
Now that's too loud.
Oh, well.
There's no time to devour that fish, I see. I find that a full belly greatly improves the magnitude of my prayers and gives me one more thing to give thanks for. Or Robin, he's probably starving.
I thought that it was funny. Mike Cade's here. Ba-da-da-da. Have a great time. We're so glad to see ya. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Have a great day. Beep. Ba-da-da-da-da-bam-bam. Mike. And the emote is an ode to Wilson from Home Improvement.
Oh, is that what his name is? I couldn't
Wilson.
remember.
Yeah.
There was just so many TV shows I never watched, or maybe I saw an episode. Like Seinfeld, I've seen 2 or 3 episodes. I think the last one I did see, I think I finally saw the Soup Nazi episode. Friends, I think I saw 1 or 2 episodes. The one where they had a monkey and it violated Curious George.
We love you too, Mike.
Home Improvement, I don't think I ever watched that one.
I watched
the one with the 3 guys and a bunch of little girls? I mean, is that creepy?
Full House or Fuller House later?
Yeah, I never watched that. What's he doing?
Only because some of I like John Stamos. So I always thought he was good. He was what was worth watching.
I couldn't stand.
But Dave Coulier was never funny. I don't care if he's still alive or if he died. He was never funny. And
I'm trying to think of the
Bob
other guy.
Saget.
Did he pass away?
But Bob Saget did pass away, but he was actually a very prolific actor. He could play the bad guy and do a really good job. Like creepy. Talk about creepy in the closet. I'm
thinking about the guy who played Dave
Villain.
Faustino, who played Bud Bundy. I think I maybe saw only like one other role he did, and I think it was like, a criminal in something.
Was it like a made for TV live when I was watching Lifetime for screaming women? I'm sorry. I got to where I couldn't watch Lifetime for women anymore because every time I watched it, Chad would be in the background going, "There's another one where the husband is a beater and the wife is a." Lifetime for postmenopausal women, or whatever you would call it. It's the Good Widow and her three fine sons, Hal, Hob, and Dickon. We love you too, and no one take it personally what we just said. We're just jesting and having fun. Mother, it's Robin Hood. It's Robin Hood. What is it, brave Sir Robin? 'Tis good to see you again. If that Tuck sent you to bother about the wool. Nay, he said nothing about it. Good, I told him I would have it soon enough. We're going to town today, master. Is there anything you need? Dropping in, saying hi, can't stay. Take care and have fun. All right. Thank you for stopping by, Cinemasker 007. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you. To me, Lifetime was all movies about mothers looking for their missing children every single time. Yeah. I mean, some of them were okay. Dickon, you heed the man. He's wiser than you. Oh, Mom.
Oh, Mom.
Oh,
I'm not
Mom.
like the other guys.
I've got to be like AC White Raven and say, oh, Mom, don't worry. We'll keep the whelp under control. Fear not, Dickon. If I ever need a spy, I'll think of you.
Let's talk.
Would have been great if I would have had a British accent doing this, huh? It's about time someone asked about my opinion around. Oh, that's it. Ew. First off, this business with the wool, I mean, just as I've grown it all back, whoosh, off it gets shaved again. Not the least consideration for how I feel, but it gets worse. If I make the tiniest protest, that big brute Hal threatens to make mutton stew out of me. Fair frightens me out of my wits, he does. Dickens, sure, he's an unfortunate name. Dickens scared the Dickens out of you. I don't think people use that term anymore. I'll have to ask AC White Raven when he comes in if he gets the Dickens scared out of him.
When I was a kid, I had a storybook of Rumpelstiltskin, which came with a record, and so you can play it while you're reading it. And when the woman is trying to guess Rumpelstiltskin's name, and she just starts coming off with a bunch of these names, and one of the names was Bottom, and as kids were just chuckling and
Bottom.
What a silly name.
Maybe it's short for Richardin.
Huh. No.
Yeah.
Charles Dickens. I don't know.
I never understood Dick being a nickname for Richard anyway, to tell you the truth.
Meg and Margaret or something. I mean,
yeah. I definitely
James.
never understood it though.
Not afraid of no ghosts. Dickon.
Aw, Mom. All right, I got cats. You keep reading. I got cats.
The merchants say the Saturday fair coming will be the biggest fair yet. We'll be in town often, so if you think of anything you need, let us know. I have a mind to have a word with the two of that friar here. He's rather fond of food for a holy man. Indeed, his girth is nearly the match of his piety. Is there something else you wanted? Nay, I simply take pleasure in watching your skill with the wheel. Begging your pardon, Robin, but I best keep my mind on what I'm doing. Okay. Roof is thatched. Yeah, maybe. I would definitely go for richer or. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go back here and trying to go back to I know where I'm trying to go is the archery range. I don't know if this is just very temperamental, but okay. Well. No, this is what a pain. I did see him go over here. No, not my cave. Think you know better than to have a campfire in a tent in the middle of a forest. Or one in your cave, I guess, you know. Boy Scouts weren't around yet. Ah, there we go. Okay, just had to go too north. All right. Well, holla, Master Robin Hood. A glorious day for the bow. I've set the garlands for practice. Come and join us. This new lad here is Simon. He has to see a sample of your skills. Archery practice. So if you set the arcade all the way down, he just goes like, nah, I don't need to do anything, so. Tell me what brings you to the forest, young Simon. Beep boop beep. Shot a rabbit and took it to my family for supper. I was going to make a pouch from the skin, but a forester saw it drying and saw the mark of the arrow in it. He wanted a bribe to pretend he hadn't noticed, but I was so angry I knocked him down. I was declared an outlaw the very same day, and my father bade me come to you and serve you. It was your father's idea? Nay, it was mine. I would have come at once, but I was afraid for my family. I wouldn't leave until my father ordered me to go. Will, are we... a couple men are keeping an eye on the lad's parents. Good. Then I make you welcome, Simon. If you can spear a rabbit with an arrow, you'll be a useful man indeed. I'll try, sir. Truly I will. This is a fine day for shooting. Shoot my own man. That's madness. The bit of cloth tied to the tree tells how strongly the wind blows and from which direction. This reminds me of trying to throw the spears in Quest for Glory 3. Which I'll be playing that game again